In this episode, we'll just go through various bizarre and lovely shapes that I still can't work out if they're just growths or some sort of accidents that seem to produce these wonderful type of rock formations. So let's go through them all and you can make up your own mind. I'll try to enlarge this one. So they're all taken from Apollo shots of the Apollo Atlas. Again, it's hard to say, are they just normal growths, crystalline formations, you name it. I don't know what it is, but some are very, very beautiful. So let's actually look at them only from that point of perspective of just being lovely types of formations or shapes, and then try to work out after what they could possibly be. They're always very curvy. It's very rare to get right angles or squares. They're always very lovely type of shapes. Especially this one, it's just bizarre to think how that could possibly have been formed. Look at it, it's amazing, isn't it? These are probably the most bizarre ones, so I'll just quickly go through them. It's just fantastic. Look at that. This looks like an object just on a corner, just standing up there. See if we can adjust this one a bit. It's just really nice, this one. Still haven't worked out what it is. It just seems to be part of that peculiar growth, or in all sorts of ways. Revert to original. Let's go back some more. There's just heaps and heaps of these fantastic shapes. And we saw these type of tubicles or barnacles there on Apollo 11 pictures too. They just seem to grow out sideways and upwards, and some are actually censored. There was a larger structure there that appeared censored in some of those Google Moon Apollo shots, because it actually showed growths. And obviously if you show those, you realise there's life forms happening on the moon, which you obviously don't want people to think about. Yeah, that's also a very interesting picture there. This appears to be coming out of the hole in the mountain or whatever. There it is. It's like a big worm, a big sideways type of growth. I'll see if I can you can't change that much. exposure, applying colour and noise reduction. That's very interesting, that one there. Here's a very good example of these growths that happen on rocks. Just zigzag tubular structures growing everywhere. They seem to be spectacular, all their shapes and curves and all sorts of things going on. Some I can zoom in very good, the other ones are not that clear. So I won't mention from which sources or Apollo shots I got these. There's just too many dimensions. So I'm just going to go through this and produce a slideshow of all these bizarre things. This is interesting. This actually shows a rectangular object coming up rather than curved. Got 1, 2, 3 type of round white things, and then there's an object that you go straight up, and there's a larger white ball at the end. It's like a mushroom type of growth. Is that possible? Look at that. Bizarre. Here's our two-headed friend. Let's revert to back original. There it is. Obviously the first picture was... This is an interesting shot. It just shows that these holes can't be just due to meteorites, can they? There's too many there. They're all shapes. Could they be part of this a growth process that's happening on the moon? You've got a fair bit of green. All sorts of shapes. These pictures were taken by Apollo 11, and I've just enlarged. I think it was Apollo 10. This is a good one. Look at that. It just exists there and it sticks out in all sorts of angles. Some are very clear, some are not. It's very hard to... this is good. It's just all these things are growing in all sorts of directions. That's a clearer picture. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. It's just amazing. Be a worm just laying on the side of the hill, because I've seen these giant worms before. See trail marks, and there it is, just laying there. See if I can enlarge it. Here we have something sticking up like a little tower. In these Apollo shots we see the definite green. And these white objects, could they be types of mushrooms growing there in the lush green? Could be like algae or moss that grows there, survives on condensation. There it is. It's like little mushrooms. Look at that one there. That's a great picture. That one actually grows upwards. Fantastic. Look at that. be more like a mushroom types of growths. It's very green and lush there. This just seems to stick up. It's a white, like a white tower or a white growth. And that's it for now for all these strange shapes on the moon.